Good morning, people. How are you? Can I get some suggestions on which pair should we trade? I didn't get the time to ask that in the group chat. So can you just type in the chat any suggestions? First come, first serve. Okay, Monashi sent us V75. All right, so we're gonna start with V75, but you just keep on sending your suggested pair, and then if I see it, we'll analyze it right after V75, right? So let's begin. Let's go to V75. Okay, so this is the daily chart. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna delete this. This is the daily chart of okay, let me just remove everything so that we can okay. So this is the daily chart of VIX 75. It's totally bearish. Okay, V75 from day one, right? It's bearish, heavily bearish on day one. And I wouldn't want to oppose the day one time frame, okay? Because as you can see right now, yesterday price closed bearish as well, okay? So we wouldn't want to buy this thing. So here we are, and we can see that price is coming from this supply zone. Price is coming from this supply zone, which means supply is in control and we wouldn't want to buy, right? So let me just save, and then we shift to H1. The biggest time frame I use is H1. D1, I just go there sometimes here and there, all right? So now on H1, what are we looking for? We want price to become bearish as it is on day one, right? So there could be scenarios whereby like price is bearish on D1, but on H1 it's bullish. You wouldn't want to sell in that scenario. Like what happens here? Like what happened here? You see, on this point, I'm just gonna use what everybody is familiar with. I'm gonna use this trend line, right? And also this. This is what everyone is familiar with, right? So as you can see, price was bullish, moving higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, going up, which means it was bullish. But since we wanted to sell, we wanted price to what? To become bearish so we can sell, right? So now this is where we are, right? Taking all things into consideration. Price was moving higher, low, higher, breaking the higher structure, right? So now price broke the structure here. This one. And also it broke this one. Okay. Now, since price broke this structure, it means this is now our what? Our higher low, this one. Higher low. This low here becomes our higher low. And as I always teach my students, before price reverses, like most people want to buy here because it's an order block, which is wrong, right? So before you buy here, price must take out whoever wants to buy here, which means that there is liquidity below this order block. So the right order block to choose is right below this higher low, right? Which is this one. As you can see, price tapped right into it and go up, right? And with confluence from this trend line here, it expected it, gave us some sort of confirmation entry here and then bought. But remember, our bias is bearish, so we want to sell. So what are we waiting for? We are waiting for price to violate this demand, right? So now we know this demand is already mitigated, and if price is to come back, it's going to violate it. And price does come back right here, tapped in, failed to break this high. This one failed, which is a shift in market structure, right? And failed to do so, which means now what happened here is a flip or a break of structure. But I wouldn't want to use this one because sometimes price may just come down here to grab liquidity and then go up, because as you can see, it's still in the order block zone. What I want to see price do is completely violate this origin. And as you can see, this happened. It broke structure, and with momentum, we have a fair value gap here. So it broke with momentum. And if we shift to M15, this is a very good entry we had right here, because okay, let me just do so. Let me go to M15 because I'm sure we want to look for an entry opportunity on this V15, V75, sorry. All right. So now here was the first entry, like I said here. And using confirmation entry, you would enter somewhere here using, because nowadays I use M1, right? And we missed another entry, which was here again. But don't worry, price always comes back. So now this is already mitigated, and this is already mitigated, right? So now what do? We want to look for a sell. This is what you do. This is the highest point, the lowest point. This is the lower low, right? Okay. So what we do is we wait for price to break this lower low. And once this lower low is broken, we can now look for, first we look for liquidity, and then we choose an order block. So for example, if price is to do this breaks, right? You see this, this is a lower high. So if price breaks, it should come back, maybe do something like this. We would be expecting something like this, but me, I always use confirmation entry because I would want to minimize my stop loss as small as possible. The smaller the stop loss, that's the more, the harder I go on the trade, okay, on my trade. All right, so so now we finished with V75. This is what I want, like a projection of what I'm expecting. Okay, so guys, keep on sending your suggestions on which way should we trade. So the other guy who suggested V75, this is more something like more likely what we are looking for price to do, because again, something as everyone is familiar with, we do have price moving in this trend line, which means prices reversed from being bullish to bearish. All right. So we'll be looking to sell from this region only if price breaks this lower low. But if it doesn't, it's a better idea to sell here, because this will become demand, and demand will be in control. And it's a better idea to sell when demand is in control. All right. So V75 one is right. There's boom 500 also. All right. So boom 500 came first. So we're going to analyze boom 500. And then afterwards, if we still have time, we analyze V75. But keep on sending your suggestions. Keep on sending your suggestions, because okay, so let's look for boom 500. All right. First, let's see what D1 is telling us. Okay. Let me delete these. Okay. So Boom 500 is bearish on D1, but you kind of have like some sort of flag just going on right now on D1, which means you can either buy or sell depending on where price is at, right? But so let's go to H1 and see what we can do. But right now it's bullish, right? Because this is a D1 substructure and it started like months ago. So right now it's bullish, right? But remember what I said. Okay, let's just move to H1. I don't want to confuse anyone. Okay, so okay, let's wait for the network. Okay. Okay, so let me refresh. Boom 500, boom 500. Right. So I was saying we kind of have like this flag just going on bad, which means price is bullish right now. So let's go to H1 and see what's going on. That other guy who's asking to record, don't worry, I'll send the recording maybe on YouTube. So I'll give everyone the link. Please let's look at 375. Okay, cool. We analyze that one as soon as you finish with 500. Okay, so let me minimize a bit because I want to see, right? Let's make this right here. Okay, so this is our like some sort of reversal pattern here, down here, which broke down here and failed to break this higher high, then came down here, failed to break this lower low, right? Which means price kind of respected this breakout structure, right? And bought. So now, did price break this one? Yes, it did. Broke this high. Okay. So this is our new high broken, and price is set a new high right here, which is this one, and it's yet to break it. Okay. So now let's look for the traps and eliminate them so we can look to buy. In this case, I want to buy. Okay. So what do we have here? We have this mitigated block, which becomes nothing because it's mitigated. And since this is mitigated, this becomes our higher low. And as I said before, higher low should be taken out before price reverses. Okay. So you can see right here, price just took it out, but then it looks like it's gonna sell for now, right? So I would want to buy somewhere here because This is liquidity. This is liquidity. So like me, I don't like to trade substructure. I don't know, like right now it looks like supply is in control, but I'm not sure if it's gonna sell up to this point. Sometimes it can just start to buy because it's bullish. So that's why I don't like to trend against the trend, right? So if it's to just buy, I would look for I would want it to violate the supply, break it, and then maybe look for some entries afterwards, right? But if that doesn't happen, I'll be looking to buy it only from this zone right here. Okay. So this is boom 500. So let's look at the 75 1s. See what we got. Okay, boom 300. Okay. Okay, it looks like this one is already left, but I'll just tell you what happened. It's bearish, broke structure here with momentum, fair value gaps, fair value gaps. Like I mentioned before, this is the lower high, this one, and need to be taken out because liquidity lies here. When you're trading, you need to think like you are part of the broker, like you drive, like what would you do if somebody is trying to buy from this obvious order block? Okay, that's what we call liquidity, and liquidity is just like stop loss. Okay, stop loss here should be taken out before you enter your trade. So even if you see a confirmation entry here, even if you see a confirmation on M1, even if you see a confirmation entry here, do not dare to enter because on H1, this is liquidity, and price kind of respects H1 more than M1. On M1, it's like too much noise, right? Everything, yeah, you will be correct, but it's on M1, so it happens for a short period of time, right? But on H1, once price comes back to the right order block, which it didn't, but fine, because it's respected this breaker block, this one, respected this breaker block, which is fine, right? So you could have maybe sold here, but also taking into consideration, we do have this strong demand zone, which I said before, I would want to be taken out before I do anything. Like, so this would be like for swing traders. If you're just scalping, obviously you'd scalp until you are in this demand. But for swinging, you'd have to wait for this to happen. Price giving us a flip, violating demand. And do we have any higher low? I'm sure if you go on M15, this is it right here. You can just see it, right? So this is our supply zone up here. And if you're using confirmation entry, your entry will be here and here and here and here, which means we kind of missed our entries on P75 1s, but this is it. If you want to trade it, it's bearish, but right here, right now, you want to wait before you do anything. You want to wait for price to break this. And if price break this, as you can see, price is trying to create some like higher low. So if price does break this, you wait for price to violate that or take out that higher low, and you choose the order block above the new higher low, which was set by price, because everyone will be trying to sell from there, right? So this is T75. I saw somebody posting about P300. I'm sure this one will be the last for the day. And if Powell allows me, maybe we'll do another one tonight. So I don't know. Okay. Okay. Can you send another one, guys? Because this one already left us again. So I need a pair like which we can wait for and execute a trade on. Okay. So any last suggestion? Because B300 already left us, is already buying. V100, yes. Yeah, let's see. Because I need something like a bit complicated. So like if you were trying to sell B300, no, it's buying, so don't dare to sell it. The spikes will kill you. All right. I think this one is reasonable. This one is reasonable, which is about to buy or already started buying, but we could still enter using confirmation points, I'm sure. Okay, so this is the chart on H4. Let's see what it looks like. All right. We broke down here, right? Which means this was the highest point, the external structure, right? And was broken. Right? This is a change of character. But you can maybe trade just upon this change of character. So now we have a breaker here, and price did not come into that breaker. So, but as you can see, I see like price starting to give us some momentum. It's buying, and I'm pretty sure that this H4 candle is going to close bearish because it's already 10, it's almost 10 p.m. So let's go to H1 and I'll tell you what to look for. Okay, so this is H1. If we want to sell, this is what we have to wait for. Price should break this lower low to confirm it's selling. And with that being said, let me use M15 for this one. With that being said, we did have this. Okay, let me mark on here. Breakout structure, just a breakout structure, this one. So we did have this mitigation. So we want price to violate this zone before we buy. If price violates and creates new higher lows, we have to wait for price to eliminate those, and then we choose our order block after they have been eliminated. So like it will be something like this. It will be something like this, price breaking. Maybe do this, and this breaks again. So if it breaks again now, we have to wait for something like this. And you buy. Okay. But if it respects this supply zone, like I said, the only way we are going to sell is we are waiting for price to break this. So analysis is waiting, guys. This is how you test your patience. It's waiting, not rushing just because price is selling and you want to sell. Okay. Nobody's lucky in this game. You have to be patient and execute upon your patience and analysis. That's how you become a consistent trader. So thank you. I'm going to upload this video as soon as possible on YouTube. So I will be sending the link. And please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, my DM on WhatsApp is always open for everybody. So thank you.